Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we are going to take on a very frequently asked question, and that is, how do you paint a guitar with a binding? So we're going to talk about a couple methods. There are three different ways really that you can approach this, some easier than others, and then I'm going to demonstrate one on this guitar, which I recently painted for my guitar kit series. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Nice brushed aluminum finish. I've got real rivets in here because why the hell not? And yeah, have a look at that. Anyway, let's get started talking about what those three options are, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do on this one with my favorite of the three. So option one, probably the least practical, but hey, that's why we're throwing it out there first so you can pay more attention once we get past it, is to just take the binding off and put on either a new one or the same one afterward. To do that, you have to actually remove the binding. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. There's more than one way to do that. Look up how to remove your binding if you want to play that game, but then you glue it back on at the end, and of course it's untouched, no problems there. Just make sure you don't get a bunch of paint in that cavity. I'm going to assume that you're not going to do that because why would you? Option two, and a pretty straightforward one, I've done a video on it way back when, but still definitely not my favorite, is to tape off the binding. So you have to actually protect it with tape. You have to get flexible tape, usually that like 3M rubber stuff, 1/8 inch fine line tape type thing for the top, and then you can use pretty much any tape for the side as long as you cut it off so that you don't end up with a bunch of excess coming over the face of the guitar. Again, not my favorite. It's a very good option. It works well. It's easy enough, but you know what? It's really not that easy. It's kind of a pain. It takes a very long time, and a lot of paint ends up going under the tape in most circumstances, so you end up doing the third option anyway. Personally, I like to just say, screw the masking, I'm gonna do option three. Option three is what I've got going here. You basically just paint right over it, and then you take a razor blade and you scrape it off afterwards. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna demo that for you. I've already painted over this, obviously, so now I'm gonna take a razor blade and clean off the paint off that binding. This, of course, takes a steady hand, a fair bit of skill, and you have to be paying attention. It's not the easiest thing ever, but it's no more difficult, in my opinion, than trying to tape it off well in the first place. It's faster, and generally speaking, even if you do tape it, you're gonna have to do both. So let's bring the camera in closer. We're gonna get in real tight, get a razor blade going, and see how this looks when it's cleaned up. All right, guys, so that's the gist of it. As you saw, pretty straightforward. Takes some time, takes some patience and a steady hand, but it's definitely achievable, and I think it's the easiest way to deal with a binding on a guitar that you're painting. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned. The next time you see this guitar, it's going to be getting a coat of clear, and then we'll move on to the polishing, and then we will put it together. I still have to do the neck. There's lots to do, so check it out. It's going to be fun, and I think we're going to end up with a pretty cool finished product. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Catch you later.